Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kemi Akinfederin, and I'm from Nigeria, West Africa. And my story is about three women living in the same country, but under three different circumstances. I am one of those women. I have been fortunate enough to have a good education, a good job, and the option to choose who and when I want to get married. Lydia and Rahab do not have that option. They've been married out of their impoverished conditions. Rahab is a mother of 4. She's uneducated, and she has to basically take care of her family by selling sugar. Lydia, on the other hand, is 18 years old. She has 1 child, and she became a widow last year at the age of 17. These 2 women are examples of women who my program helps. I realized that I could be in their condition, living in the same country. My program provides them with HIV/AIDS education, as well as economic empowerment for them to reduce their vulnerability to HIV and AIDS. I have a question for you. How would you feel if you haven't had anything to eat today and you have to sit here and listen to me? I'm sure I wouldn't have your attention. Well, this is a lesson my organization has learned. We cannot address HIV/AIDS issues if we do not address poverty issues. We've basically supported 50 young women by providing them with as little as 20 euros to start up a business or to build on an existing business. My work is very rewarding, and as Isabella mentioned in her presentation, it really gives me a lot of joy to do it. Thank you very much, and I hope to share with you more about my work.
Hi, I'm Sasha Chanoff, and I co-founded an organization, Mapendo International. Mapendo means great love in Swahili. This is Rose Mapendo, a Congolese Tutsi who was imprisoned with her family. She listened as soldiers executed her husband and later gave birth to twins in prison during violence that was similar to the Rwandan genocide. Her twins weighed about 4 pounds each at birth. I was part of a rescue mission that found Rose in the Congo and evacuated the family to the US. They now live in Phoenix, Arizona. Experiences like this inspired me and a Kenyan doctor to launch an organization, Mapendo International, to rescue refugees in Africa whose lives are in danger and who have no help from anybody else. Last year, we built a medical clinic in Kenya to help keep alive a group of 150 HIV-positive refugees who were dying quickly in Nairobi's slums. These were mostly women who had been raped in violence in Sudan and Congo and Somalia. No one has died since we started. We also launched a rescue mission to evacuate 1,000 Tutsi survivors of a recent massacre in Burundi. We are a lifeline for forgotten refugees, for people just like Rose Mapendo. This up top is when we found her in the Congo, and down below is now in Phoenix, Arizona, 2000 and 2006. These are the names right here of more than 1,000 refugees whose lives we're saving right now as I speak to you. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Niels. I would like to change the world. Why? It breaks down to a question of humanity. Love thy neighbor as yourself. And for those of you who are not religious, it breaks down to the imperative of Kant. I do a project in Malawi. Why Malawi? Malawi is the poorest country in the world. It has, for example, one of the highest rates of infant mortality. It has problems which are very easily fought. So what is the best development assistance? I think it is education, especially health education and women empowerment. So what's the project? The project is to train 150 traditional birth attendants in rural Malawi. I am working together with 30 people, some of them African, some non-African. We have 0% administration costs, 100% go to Malawi. If we raise 50,000 euros, which is not that much, the German state will quadruple the money. If you want to help our projects of the 12 architects, we can do this only on one condition. We need your help. It doesn't matter which trade or profession. Especially appreciated is the contact to the billionaire widow. I envision Christo and Jean-Claude doing 12 gates in the 12 countries that we're working in Malawi, in East Timor, in Kenya, in India, and Pakistan. Paulo Coelho said, if we want to change the world, we need the critical mass. Together with you, we could be the critical mass. Thank you.
And here's my story.
I wonder what you are up above the also I like a diamond in the sky.
There are over 1 trillion stars in the universe, over 6 billion people in the world, over 200 in this room, all alike and yet unique. A child sees no boundaries, no borders. A child sees no prejudice of gender, caste, or religion. A child appreciates unique differences. The world today needs the creativity, curiosity, and the unprejudiced thinking of the child. I dream a dream. We appreciate the difference within. Thank you.
I'm Georg from Austria. I will start like this. The soul, the outside world, suffering and healing. And then comes passion. Passion is important to open up my heart. I got socialized by the Zapatista movement in Mexico. And we build up, and we work together, and we build up an association. It's called Nosotros. We see us in the eyes of the other. And we recognized that we are all part of the same struggle. And I learned that the faceless people, the people who have no voice, who have to wear masks to be seen, are the ones who really see the world different, who really can set up alternatives. And I learned that the difference is punished by oppression. And the world is not what I've dreamed that it would be. It's something different. But I know that we can do everything at any time in a different way.
If you listen to the calling in your heart, it will lead you to a certain place. Mine has led me to be a political activist, a youth ambassador for my country, and for the first time in 25 years to return to my homeland. And there, like Santiago in The Alchemist, I found a treasure. And it was my people. But the treasure was tainted, it was broken, and it was damaged. The people were frightened, orphaned, without sense of pride, deeply traumatized. But there was always the vision of hope and glimmer of hope in their eyes. And now I'm being called to Vision East Timor. Vision East Timor is about healing wounds, about listening to our past, looking at where we are standing now, and envisioning a future together. It is about the spirit of many thousands of East Timorese, and it is about the spirit of living by the credo, the individual can change the world, like our Nobel Peace Prize laureates, José Ramos Horta and Bishop Bello. It is about the spirit of self-sacrifice, like a woman I once met, Jacinta, who harbored our future president for 3 months in a cave. The result was she lost her husband and her son. But it was her sense of self-sacrifice and the sense to fulfill a purpose larger than yourself that gave me hope to think that anything is possible. If you think that anything is possible, if you think that you can contribute to Vision East Timor in any way, please come and let me know.
Hello everyone. My name is Saif al-Rashidi. I'm from Cairo, Egypt. And the project that I'm involved in is to transform a declining historic neighborhood of Cairo, whose 100,000 inhabitants had thought was beyond hope. Our premise was that culture, in this case the history of the neighborhood, could be the engine that could drive social, urban and economic change. We engaged the local residents and sat with them and together identified the area's problems, but also its potentials and possible solutions. Can I have the next slide, please? Okay. We transformed a 500-year-old dump site into a park and restored the residents' houses with their help, of course, and their participation, as well as the monuments of the neighborhood where we're working, and identified possible approaches to develop economically and socially, especially with respect to local businesses. We received one letter from a park visitor who was a 10-year-old girl, and she said that her experience in the park was one of the nicest and happiest experiences of her entire tired and sad life. I didn't really believe that a 10-year-old could have such a profound experience through the park. And given that she had written her phone number on the letter, I called up thinking to find an adult who was pretending to be a child. I was wrong. She was in fact a 10-year-old child, and she did have that profound experience. Well, this is a story about the impact of change. And in order to understand what change can be about, I'd like you to remember our afternoon walk in the garden. Just imagine what it could have been like had we been walking through a dump site instead of what we did. Thank you.
My name is Felix, and for the last 10 years I have been working voluntarily for a German non-profit organization called SHL. And we help kids and young people in former Yugoslavia to deal with the consequences and after effects of the Balkan Wars in the 1990s. We were founded in 1991, and since then we raised more than 15 million euros. We collected care parcels, we delivered humanitarian aid, we reconstructed schools and kindergartens, and today, through seminars and workshops and different projects, we help young people to build a more democratic, peaceful, tolerant and prosperous society there. But what really strikes me about SHL after such a long period of time is that all this, more than 50 million euros, more than 200 different projects,